Yeah, welcome to Chris Ngumi online mathematics lesson. I'm so excited to have you again on board. Today we are continuing equations, and in today's class we are looking at simple equation, or we can say how to solve a simple equation. Now in last class by our definition we have established that left hand side is equals to right hand side. And we have also said that in equation we have three forms. This first two is the simple equation. This middle two is the equation with brackets. And this last two is equation with fraction. And we also say that every equation comes with, in an equation, you should be able to identify the ingredients or the parameters, which we call ingredients. Now, if you look at all of them have equals to. And also, if you look at, I've demarcated it, we said those expressions before the bracket, they are on your left, so it's said to be left hand side. And the other expression after the equals to is on your right as you are facing, so it becomes right hand side. And we said each equation also comes with alphabet. So the alphabets are the unknown, which you are to find. Alphabet here we mean A, B, C to Z. Now today we said we want to solve a simple equation, which is here. Look at this simple equation that I want to solve. 2f minus 5 is equals to 13. 2f minus 5 is on the left hand side and 13 is on the right hand side. Equals to is the boundary. Now in every equation, for you to solve, you should know that these 2f, whether they are on the left and right, you should know that you must bring them to one side. So you can choose. Like here now, we only have 2f on the left. There is no anyone with f here on the right. That means we are leaving this one on this side. But we are removing minus 5 from the left hand side to the right. That's what we mean by in all that's the one with alphabet will be on either left hand side, then the one without the alphabet on the right hand side. You should never forget that. I could be vice versa. Also, the what we call balancing method. Balancing method, because the left hand side and the right hand side of every equation are equal. You should know that anything you are to do on the left, you must balance it by doing it on the right. And you should also be familiar with operations of numbers, or we call it directed numbers. Operations here means plus, minus, times, and division, which is the same thing also for numbers with alphabet. You should be familiar with. But in this simple equation, you should know that minus 5 plus 5 here is 0. And you should also know that 13 plus 5 is 18. 1 all over 2 times 2. These 2 will cancel to become 1. And 18 divided by 2 is equals to 9. You should also know in this simple one that I want to solve today that coefficient of 2f is 2. Coefficient here is this number that is multiplying f. So when we say 2f, 2f here means 2 times f. So this 2 and 2 here is positive. It could also be minus 2. So if it is minus 2f, that means the coefficient will be minus 2. Is that okay? So now let's look at the board. Now I want to solve this simple equation. So first of all, now you should know that we are finding f, because f is the unknown. Now I want to solve it. That means I must repeat this thing the way it is. So 2f minus 5 is equals to 13. Now, what is happening here? If you observe here, because we want to remove this plus 5, and for me to remove this plus 5, I should know that I will add 5 to the left-hand side. So when I add 5 here, this minus 5 plus 5 becomes 0. But I must, because I have added 5, I must balance it on the right by also adding 5. So that means I've added 5 on the left hand side, I've equally added 5 on the right hand side. So because this expression here is 0, so I will not write it. So I'll write 2f will be equals to, and this 13 plus 5, which we have said is 18. So I can write 18 here. So that means I have 2f is equals to 18. 2f on the left hand side and 18 on the right hand side. Now, I want to remove this 2 here, because if I want to find the coefficient of f must be 1. Now, for it to be 1, I must remove this 2 here. So how do I remove this 2? So also, I also repeat this. I'll write 2f will be equals to 18. So I will multiply 1 all over 2 on the left hand side. I'll equally multiply 1 all over 2 on the right hand side. Why am I multiplying? Because I want to remove these 2. This 1 all over 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2, meaning that it is 2 must be down for it to cancel the 2 that is on top. Is that okay? So that means here now we can say that this 2 will cancel this 2. So that means I'm left with f here, or 1 times f, which is something as f. 1f is f. So here too, if I say 1 times 18 is 18. 2, maybe let's say 2 all over for learners. Let's say all over 1 here. So 2 times 1 is also 2. So that means 18 will divide 2 to be 9. Or I can say that 2 here 1, 2 into 18 is 9. So f is equals to 9. So 9 is the solution of this simple equation. And solution here means that if I said f is 9 and I said 2 times 9, it will give me 18. And 18 minus 5, you see, is equals to 13. Meaning that the left hand side and the right hand side are equal. Now, look at the other way that is a little bit easier, that mostly it is done, and because of speed in mathematics, it is preferable to do this method. Now look at it. In this other one, you should also know that if you look at it here, like this one that we did here, meaning that if this minus 5 leaves the left hand side to the right, it becomes positive. That means once a number changes side, we're talking about side here, we mean left hand side and right hand side. Why it changes side? The sign is always in the sign in front. This plus or minus, what we mean by the sign. So when you have a minus 5 on the left here, if it comes here on the right, it becomes positive. The same thing too, if I have a plus 5 here on the left, it goes to the right, it becomes negative. So mathematically now, I'll write 2f, and I want to move this one. I will not write minus 5. I'll write equals to 13 is there. I'll write 13. So I'll say that I have moved this minus 5 to the right. Then I'll write it's minus on the left. So on the right it become plus, which is plus 5, which they call collect like terms. The same thing too. So 2f would be equals to 18, because 13 plus 5 is 18. Here too, this one that we did this way, because is 2f, we want to make the coefficient of f to be 1. So we'll divide the left hand side by 2. We equally divide the right hand side by 2 to balance. So, but some students that are growing in math used to be confused with that division. So you first of all write the expression. So I have 2f is equals to 18. So this is my left hand side and this is my right hand side. So I divide my left by 2. I'll equally balance it on the right by dividing by 2. So if that is done, so f will be equals to 9, because 2 here will cancel these 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. That means 9 is the solution of that equation. This is a little bit easier, and this method is the one we'll be doing subsequently. But for reference, maybe making reference to the additive inverse and the multiplicative inverse. Now, mean to solve a simple equation, you should know that left-hand side and right-hand side are equal. And you should also know that the numbers with the alphabet will be on one side, the number without the alphabet on the other side. And when numbers or the numbers with alphabet are changing side, you should know that the sign here will mean plus or minus must be changed. That means if a number is plus, if it change side, it becomes minus. If a number is minus, it change side, it becomes plus. To see more of these lessons, you have to subscribe, and you can also like and comment. For others to benefit, you can as well share. In our next class, we shall be looking at how to solve equation with bracket. Now, never forget, we said to understand mathematics, you need an experienced teacher with the mastery of the subject content, and also a student that is committed to learning it and practicing what he or she has learned. See you in the next class. Thank you and bye.